Yo, what is up everybody? It's Dynamic here and welcome to another MLW video. Now in today's video, I'm going to be talking about 5 MLW players who I think are severely underrated. There are some pretty good picks here in my opinion, and I do have stats to bring forth to my argument. So I think this is going to be an exciting video for you guys. Also, I do want to mention that this video is going to be recorded before Friday's series, the Predator series versus the Diamondbacks, but it will be posted after. So I want you guys to keep that in mind. If something did happen in that series, this video is not going to cover that, but we will talk about that series, I am sure, down the line. Before we get into the video, guys, I just want to say that I will be leaving my Instagram in the description below and here on screen. If you want to give that a follow, I do post some extra MLW content on there. And then also subscribe to the channel. We are on the road to 2,000 subs. It's going to be a long, grueling road, but if you guys could subscribe, that would be huge. Thank you, and let's get into 5 underrated MLW players in 2025. So starting with number 1, I am going to be going with Nick Saylor. He is a player that, of course, got traded from the Wildcats to the Downtown Diamondbacks this past season, and we really didn't see anything from him in Slate 1 or Slate 2, so he wasn't there. Now, I think Nick Saylor is just one of those players to me that was once considered to be overrated, and I kind of agreed with that, to now where he's at a point where he's not overrated, he's actually underrated. In just the 2 series that he's played in 6 games, he is batting .250, but what is better to me is his OBP, which is at a stellar .567. Nick Saylor just started right where he left off this year. He is doing a phenomenal job. He also had that one big home run, of course. He's just one of those players to me where he's excellent at fielding, he has a really good IQ, he's a good leader, and so far this season, he has been really solid at hitting. In my opinion, he's like the 2nd or 3rd best player on this team. Actually, I would say pretty obviously the 3rd, because there is Jake Sullivan and Jimmy Norp, of course, but I would say he is the 3rd best player on this team. I know there are some good guys on this team: Jacob Pishka, Casey Bennett, Matt Carlington, Jonah Heath, other guys that you can look at that are pretty solid, but in my opinion, he is going to be a huge help in the playoffs. So my next player on this list is Brendan Jorgensen from the Midwest Mallards. He's a guy that I don't really think enough MLW fans are excited for right now. Yes, his hitting stats aren't the greatest. He only has a 179 average with an OBP of 407, which is definitely not terrible. I honestly thought it was going to be worse, but here's the thing about Brendan Jorgensen. He shows up. He's played 14 games this season, and not enough people are excited about how well that he pitched against the Magic. I know the Magic didn't have the best lineup in there, but he defended off Jordan Robles to play in that 3rd game. Keep in mind, you have an MVP candidate there, and the Mallards decided to go with Brendan Jorgensen. So that's how much confidence they had in him as a player. I genuinely think he's going to continue his pitching dominance, and just what an interesting find late in the season. Preston Colm, Trey Flood, they're both struggling with that second arm. They probably need to focus a little bit more on hitting, so Brendan Jorgensen comes in and cleans up the mess. So for my 3rd player, I am going to go with Justin Esch from the Pacific Predators. He's a guy that couldn't really get it going starting, obviously, at the beginning of the season. He didn't play bad, but in his 1 game with the Predators, I think he played very well. He had an average of 200 and OBP of 333, and keep in mind, this is just in 1 game. He also had 2 home runs in this series playing with the Predators. So his stats with the Predators are pretty decent so far, just in 1 series. They're going to play in this week's game, so we're going to see how well he does. But in my opinion, he was a bigger acquisition than Drew Davis himself. Drew Davis really did highlight that trade, but in my opinion, Justin Esch is the better player to get. He's young, he takes the game seriously, he's a really good fielder. There's a reason Ryan Cratch wanted him on his team. So for my 4th underrated player, I'm going to go with John Paul Gunn from the Magic. This is probably an interesting pick to some of you guys because he is a rookie. A lot of you guys might think he's not super underrated, but what showed me how underrated he is in the fans' eyes is when he wasn't there last series against the Mallards. Honestly, that was a series they could have won if John Paul Gunn was there. This year, he is batting .227 from the plate, which is really solid. He has an OBP of 452, which is really, really good, especially for a rookie. Yes, he does have 2 home runs on the year as well, which is also, once again, really solid for a rookie. I think people are kind of overlooking him because of the success that Brady Pearson has had, and there's nothing wrong with that, but the fact of the matter is that John Paul Gunn is is a solid player. Yes, he does have a 4.5 ERA, which is not the best. He's not the greatest pitcher with a 1-2 record as well. I think he does get a little too gimmicky on the mound sometimes, but overall, he is one of my favorite players to watch, and I definitely think he's underrated. And for my last player I think is underrated, I'm going to go with another rookie, Cole Kwiatkowski from the Coastal Cobras. He, to me, is just a guy that not enough people are excited about. I get it. A lot of Cobras fans right now are really disappointed with the way the Drew Davis trade went down. I get it. I understand. But this is a huge bright spot alongside Caden Irwin, and he's young. And honestly, he is one of my favorite rookies to come out of this class. He is batting .312 from the plate. Honestly, he doesn't walk that much. He does have a .389 OBP, a slugging percentage of 56. And when it comes to hitting home runs, he does only have one on the year, but that's not bad considering that he has only played in 6 games. We know how it works in this league, right? Availability is the best ability. So he definitely needs to show up to more series. I hope he shows up to the Slate 5 one, maybe gives the Eagles a run for their money. But in terms of just hitting the ball and seeing the game well, having a good feel for the game, I think he's going to be a really solid player. Not the best at fielding this year, but he has that baseball experience, so I'm sure he'll put it to good use. So guys, that is going to do it for today's video. If you like what you saw, please consider subscribing as I have a lot more MLW content coming down the pipe. I hope you guys really enjoy what you saw today. And yeah, make sure y'all leave a comment. Who are some of your underrated players in today's league? And what do you think about my selections and the players? Make sure you guys leave your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe and peace.